the next transformation is router transformation. Okay, so you in filter transformation, where we can have only one condition, we can give only one condition here. Okay, if at all we wanted to use multiple conditions and multiple flows that we will have to go, then we have to go with multiple filter transformations. Let's say, let me create another table here, employee trans underscore 50. Okay, let's say I have created one more table called employee trans underscore 50. Okay, so now the requirement is I have two targets now. Employee trans is one target table and employee trans underscore 50 is another target table. Now the requirement is I wanted to load from source whatever the data which is coming, all the department ID 50 records should go to this employee trans 50 table. Rest all the records should go to employee trans table. Okay, now there are two conditions that we will have to give. So this table should load with only department ID equal to 50. This table should load with only department ID not equal to 50. So in this case, what we should do, we have to use two filter transformations. So in the first filter transformation, where we will have to write a condition department ID not equal to 50, because the target employee trans, so this is having a target employee trans, right? So in the employee trans table, what is the requirement? So we should load other than department ID 50 records. Okay, now when I wanted to load this employee trans 50 table, now what I should do, I have to take one more filter here. I have to take one more filter here, and I have to take one more target here. I have to take one more. So in this filter, I have to give one more explicit condition, saying that department ID equal to 50. And in the target table, I should select as employee trans underscore 50. Now I have selected this mapping. So here, now my mapping looks like, so I have used two filter conditions, two filter transformations. In the first filter transformation, where I have a filter as department ID not equal to 50, and in the other transformation, other filter, I have a condition of department ID equal to 50. Now department ID equal to 50 data will go to department ID, employee trans underscore 50 table, and department ID not equal to 50 data will go to employee trans table. So if at all we wanted to use multiple filter conditions at a single place to load into multiple targets, then we should use multiple filter transformations. Understood? Now let me run it. One 106 records loaded, because department ID equal to 50 not equal to 50, and there is one more record having department ID null. So that null record also discarded. So null record is which is not equal to 50 also it will not work, equal to 50 also it will not work. So 107 records are coming from source, and this employee trans table not equal to 50 records are 61. equal to 50 records are 45. You can show here department ID not equal to, so not equal to 50 records or 61 equal to 50 records or 45. So that's why employee trans underscore 50 table is having 45 records and employee trans table is having 61. Okay, so is it matching the target tables?
Yes, Bhaskar.
So this is how we have to use multiple filters. Okay, if at all we wanted to load with multiple conditions, if at all we wanted to use, then we should go with multiple filters here. So instead of going with multiple filters, so we have an option of router transformation. So this router transformation, see, because whenever we wanted to improve the performance of a mapping, so always a best developer will always try to reduce the number of transformations. Okay, so when we wanted to reduce the number of transformations, okay, so then we have to use, in this case, like if at all we wanted to use multiple filter conditions at one place, so instead of using multiple filters, we can go with single router transformation. We can go with router transformation. So this router transformation is having one more flexibility, additional flexibility is that, so the record which is not satisfying any of the condition, we will be having a default group. From the default group, we can get that record also. But in filter transformation, we don't have any flexibility, or we don't have any option to get the filtered out data. But in the router transformation, we have a default group. From the default group, we can get the record which is not satisfying any of the condition. Okay, now let me take router transformation. I can take one router transformation. So this router I can click here. So this is having a plus symbol. So if you expand here, like will be by default, there will be one group will be coming up. Okay, by default there will be one group will come. Now in the router transformation, so this is also will be having incoming fields. If at all we wanted to exclude any field, you can make use of it. Then go to output groups. So how many groups that we wanted to create? So for every filter condition, we have to create one group. Okay, now I have two filter conditions. So we should give the meaningful name, DEPT. Underscore not 50. I'm just giving some meaningful name that we should give. DEPT 50. Now you have to configure the condition. So again, this is the same filter condition type only. So click on advanced, define the condition as department ID not equal to 50. Let's validate it. Then click on OK. So here also configure. Go to advanced. Define the filter conditions. Equal to 50. Validate. Click OK. And click OK. See, in one field we have created two groups. In one group where I have put a condition as department ID equal to 50. In the other group where I have put a condition as department ID equal to not equal to 50. Now I given two groups. Now see, if any record is not satisfying any of these two conditions, So if any record is not satisfying any of these conditions, that will come in the default. But in filter, we don't have. So this is the difference between filter and the router. Okay, from the default group, you can get the record which is not satisfying any of the group. So for source and targets also, we should give the meaningful names, or we should give the, at least we should keep the target table name here, so that we can identify which target is belongs to which one. So TGT underscore target table name we have to give here, and for this also we should give. See, these are the certain standards that we will have to follow, so that people will understand by seeing that. So this person did not came just they have a real time experience. People will think like, so this person is having a real time experience person. Like they did not just learn, they have real time knowledge where they have used this particular ISC tool in real time in past. Okay, now department ID equal to 50 will be here, not equal to 50 will be here. Now we are connecting. Now once we connect,
sorry to interrupt here. We have a column which has a null value, right? That will come to default one, right?
Default, yes. I'll show that also.
Got it.
Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll create one more table. Okay. I have created one more employee trans underscore null table. Okay. Now I'll take one more target. So from source, I'm going to connect to this. Now in the target, I'll select the connection. Let trans underscore null. So this is the table I have created to populate all the department in null values. I'm just enabling truncate table option. I'm just doing field mapping. Okay, I just mapped all the fields. So now we have 3 targets. One target is to load only the department ID is 50 data. Other target is to load other than department ID 50. And the other target is coming from the default where department ID is null. So this default group will be the records which are coming from source will be falling into which department, which filter condition. If record is not satisfying any of the condition, then it will come to default. Otherwise, if it is satisfying this condition, then it will go here. Now I'm just saving it. Now running it. Now let me go to my jobs. See, 107 records loaded here. Now, if I go here, so then 61 records for not equal to department ID 50, 45 records is for department ID 50, one record which is having null value. Now let me go here. Let's start from employee trans underscore 50 table, which is having all the values of department ID 50 only, no other values. And in the employee trans table, so 90, 60, 100, 30, 80, 10, 20, 110, 70, 40. But we don't have any department with 50. And underscore null table, only one record where department ID is null. So the records which are coming from source, if it is not satisfying any of the condition, so then it will go to default. And one more question here. So the record which is coming from here, from source, is satisfying both the conditions, like both the groups. So in which group the record will go? Let's say department ID, this is also having condition as department ID 50 and this is also having department ID as 50. So the records will go to which flow? Can someone tell?
It will show in both the tables.
Yes, it will go to both the tables. So if any record coming from source, it will check for all the conditions. Okay, so the record satisfying this condition, then it will go to this target. The same record will look for the other conditions also, other groups also. Okay, if this in the other group also, if the same record is having a matching condition, then it will go to the other groups also. So this is one of the interview questions people are going to ask. Let's say source is having 10 records and 5 records are having common in both the tables. I mean both the groups. Okay, now how many records will go to the target? So then how many number of records will go to the target? I have 2 groups here. 5 records are matching in both the groups. What will be the target? How many number of records will be coming to the target? Yeah, just guess it. How many number of records? Only 5 records are having match in both the groups. But I have 2 targets here. So in both the targets, how many number of records will load?
5 and 5.
5 and
They
5.
both.
5 and 5, 10 records will load. Right?
No, department ID 5 will load and department 50. Like not 50 will load 5 and not 50 will load 5.
Yeah, that's what 5 and 5.
Yes, 5 and 5.
So 10 records will load. So this is usually people what they'll do. So they'll be in an assumption that the records will go to any one of the group only, even though matching conditions are there in the multiple groups, but it will go to one group only is what will be the people assumptions. So that's what people are going to ask. The interviewer is going to ask this kind of a question. Okay, this is about router transformations. Okay, I think this is enough for today.